Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping into a pretty unusual courtroom. Imagine this. The judge is the devil himself, and all of humanity is on trial. This is the dark, satirical, and really philosophical world of Lee Wilson's A Memoir of Madness.
So right out of the gate, the book throws us for a loop by introducing our host for the evening, Satan. But, this isn't the horned beast you might be picturing. He's this charismatic, maybe a little bloody, stage host who has a very particular axe to grind.
And Satan isn't here to tempt us or anything like that. Instead, he wants to play a game to settle a very, very old score.
He kicks things off by complaining a lot. See, he's tired of getting the blame for, well, everything. From a kettle running out of water to an entire country being bombed, he says he always gets the blame. He's totally fed up with being humanity's scapegoat, and he's here to set the record straight in the most dramatic way possible.
And this is his proposition to us, the audience. We're the jury. He's going to present a series of human case files. These are people who did terrible, terrible things, and then all claimed he was the one to blame. So our job is to listen to the evidence and figure out which one, if any, was his actual puppet.
Now, these case files, they aren't just simple stories. No, they're these really deep dives into what it even means to be mad. It's like the book presents this gallery of tormented souls, and each one makes you question your own definition of what sanity is.
And right away, we see two totally different faces of this madness. First, there's the internal kind of battle, which we see in a character named Jonathan. He's locked in this constant, nasty argument with a voice inside his own head. Then you have the external kind, embodied by Winston. He doesn't just hear things, he sees a completely corrupted reality that is totally invisible to everyone else around him.
Jonathan's story is really masterful because it makes you question the very nature of insanity. Is that voice just a symptom, a chemical thing? Or, and this is what the voice itself asks, is it a real, conscious entity? Just as real as Jonathan is. The book just kind of leaves you teetering on that edge.
Winston's vision of the world is just terrifyingly literal. He doesn't feel like the world is corrupt. He physically sees it breaking down. He sees this black, parasitic tar in people's eyes, representing their willful blindness. He sees puppet strings controlling their every move. And he sees the sky itself fracturing every single time someone tells a lie.
And this really gets us to the philosophical heart of the book. What if madness isn't an illness, but actually a form of clarity? What if people like Winston aren't broken, but are the only ones seeing the world for what it really truly is? So Winston's therapist tries to put his experiences in this neat, scientific box. She explains his hallucinations as a kind of pareidolia, that thing our brain does where it finds patterns in random noise. It's a rational, almost comforting explanation. But the narrative immediately rips that comfort away. It poses this deeply unsettling question. What if it's not a trick of the mind? What if Winston's senses have just peeled back a layer of reality that the rest of us are completely blind to? The book drops this powerful line from Winston's therapist to float a pretty radical idea. It suggests that what we call sanity might just be a necessary illusion, like a mask we wear, to shield ourselves from a reality that is so unbearably ugly that people with depression just can't ignore it anymore.
For Winston, this isn't a metaphor. This cause and effect is terrifyingly direct. Lies aren't just empty words. They are actual acts of physical destruction. Every single falsehood he witnesses, from a politician on TV to his own therapist's comforting lie, adds another fracture to the sky, literally breaking his world apart.
So you see, Winston's journey isn't really a descent into madness at all. It's more of a becoming. Each new layer of his insanity is actually a deeper level of understanding. He transforms from a tormented victim into someone who can see the hidden mechanics of the world and now feels like he has to act.
Okay, so this all leads us back to the game. After showing us all these portraits of human darkness and pure desperation, Satan is finally ready to deliver his judgment. So, After that deep dive into Winston's mind and hearing about the other cases, the assassin claiming a mission from God, the lovesick psychopath, the vengeful witch, the incompetent politician, we're left with the final question. Which one of these people was truly Satan's puppet?
And the verdict? Well, it completely subverts everything. After building up this whole grand trial, Satan just pulls the rug out from under us with his shocking answer: none of them. And that's when he delivers his blunt, profanity-laced punchline. The whole game was a setup. Satan's point was never that he controlled one of them, it was that he controlled none of them. He's forcing humanity to take responsibility for its own capacity for evil, for delusion, and for destruction.
And this is where the title really clicks. The Memoir of Madness doesn't belong to a single character. It belongs to all of us. It's a memoir of humanity itself, a collection of stories that reflect our own struggles with morality, with reality, and with sanity.
Which leaves us with one final, really provocative thought to chew on. If Winston is right, if madness is just the curse of seeing the world's brokenness with perfect clarity, then who are the truly insane? The ones who can see all the cracks, or the ones who can't?